Hi guys, Killer J here. We're back with a brand new review, and today's review is Street Fighter V. So we're gonna get into developer Capcom, Dimps, publisher Capcom, release PS4, PC, and Linux, and genre fighting game. Yep, mode single player and multiplayer. Years after he was defeated by M. Bison, Charlie Nash awakens in a tomb, and is instructed by a woman called Helen, to retrieve an item from his old friend Guile that that will help him destroy Bison. Meanwhile, the Shalu organization starts their secret plan, Operation Helens, by launching 7 artifactual satellites into orbit known as the Black Moons. Okay, so alright, so the new characters that were in this game are Fong, Nakal, Laura, and Rashid. That's pretty cool. They added some new characters. But they should honestly. I know they added 4 characters, but I think they should have added more new characters. It would have been nice. They would have added some more new characters. To be honest with you, and that's my own. Because I know Mortal Kombat XL. You know when that came, they introduced a lot more newer characters than Street Fighter V did. But Street Fighter V, it would have had like maybe like four more newer characters and have instead of having 16, you would have like a 20. They have over 20 some fighters in a roster. That wouldn't be too bad with like 4 other new characters. They gotta come up with some four, but they added some other characters. They added some older characters from Street Fighter like Guile, Ibuki, Balrog, and Jury. They added her too, and added some other ones. But the thing is, I want to say a few positives about this game. I can try to find some positives, like the visuals and the graphics are pretty nicely detailed. You know, and the in-game visuals are pretty nice. They're very crisp. They look good. And the overall fighting mechanics are pretty good in it too. You know, the overall fighting controls. You know, when you're playing the fighting game itself, you know, it's fluid. When you're playing, like you play versus and that there, they add some content to it now. They added those new characters, like I mentioned, story mode to it there with the like a Street Fighter story mode. But that story mode is short as well. It's like fairly short too. So you have your character stories, which are really short. They're like three or four or five chapters, and that's it. Game, and you're done with that character. They could have did the story a little bit for each character a little bit better. I find they could have went more in depth with it. They add at least like 10 chapters, like a full-on story mode. Like you see previous Street Fighter rivals fight, like you know. But if this game, to be honest with you, it feels kind of lazy because when it came out, it was so little content to it too. When it was $69, you only had 16 fighters. You didn't have an arcade mode, which was fuck. Mortal Kombat XL, when that came out, it had an arcade mode. It had new characters. It had the crypt. It had towers. It had a story mode. But personally, they added a story mode to it. The story mode to it is actually pretty decent there. The story mode that they added there. But personally, content-wise, if you see it at a discount, get it if you're a fan of the Street Fighter. But be forewarned, you're not gonna be forewarned. This game, honestly, to me, does not feel complete all the way. I think they're gonna add more stuff to it within time, Capcom. But I think the reason why I say this is because they probably could. I bet you're gonna come out with Street Fighter Ultra 5 or something like that, or Super Street Fighter 5 or something like that, where they add like a shit ton of characters to it and all that. But I can say about things like I like the fact they added some new characters to it too. It was pretty cool too. You added 4 new characters, but they could have added a lot more, and they could have did a lot more things with it. You know, and they could have made it better. You know, it's decent at best. It's not, oh, it's a fucking 8 out of 10 or 9. It's like a 6 or a 7 with me, to be honest with you. You know, it's not like, oh, it's a good game and you have to have it. Well, if you like Street Fighter and want to play Street Fighter Next Gen, get it. But like the other Street Fighters are way better, I find. You know, like Super Street Fighter 4. You know, Ultra Street Fighter 4. You know, you have a lot more characters than those previous Street Fighters. I don't know why they like release so many little amounts of characters. They could have did a lot more with this game. But personally, I like what else do I like about it? I like the fact they have little cutscenes in the story mode, but they're like freaking hand drawn. They're like hand drawn almost there. But they kind of they you know At least you got some of the older characters in there. You know, you got Guile's War Buddy, Charlie Nash. You got Bison. You got some of those guys in there. Chun-Li, Ken, Ryu, Zangief. You got those people in there now. So too bad Blanca's not in this game. I wish Blanca was there. I wish there was more. You know, it added a lot more characters like Blanca. A bunch of other ones they could have added. Who else could they added? Sagat. Yeah, fucking Sagat should be in there too. Sagat there. Tiger Uppercut should be in there. Sagat. They should have added Sagat. Sagat should have been in this game. Who else could they added? Who else should they added? You should have added like Sagat. Who else is in there? We got a lot more characters of just, you know, kind of not. This is not really the best review, to be honest with you. But I'm kind of. This review is kind of. This game is kind of like a mixed bag, so it's probably not going to be my best review for this whole entire season of the Reboot series. But personally, I want to say thank you for everybody for watching this game review of Street Fighter 5. I'm going to get into the rating right away. For my rating of this game now, the fact that it added when it had little content, it would have been like, well, if I was reviewing it and it didn't have much content, it would have been like a 6. But now it has some content in it, but still doesn't feel complete. I give it a 7. It's decent, but you know, you still the fighting mechanics. The fighting is good. The graphics are nicely detailed. The fact that you add some, you can actually. The thing you can actually not, you can buy your characters, the new characters, not the new characters, but the Guile and them by earning fight money. Yeah, you can, you earn like fight money for doing like at online matches and story mode. You can buy your characters too, that's actually pretty good. You can actually buy the characters. You don't have to buy the character within the in-game menu itself, which is good. That's what I liked about it. That's a good thing. That's another positive I can just mention there. That's another positive. You also get newer. You also can buy arenas too, and that there, which is good. So there's not a, you know, I think it's a cool little fighting game. But personally, I think honestly, you know, it could have added some more content to it, like newer characters and more arenas and stuff like that. But like I said, it's a 7 out of 10. It's not friggin' a perfect game. It's to me, it's decent. I can see why other people don't dislike it, and they have the right to it. They have the right to freedom of speech, and they have opinion to say about it, and they have the right to let them know what's on their mind. But probably when they call it Ultra Super Street Fighter 5, this Super Street Fighter 5 is probably fucking kick this one's ass. Probably. So, all right, just Killer J here. See you guys later, and thank you for watching the episode 19 of Reboot Retromon Games review series. Rebooted episode 19 Retromon Games Rebooted video game review series. See you guys later, and thank you for watching this review. And later on, bye.